Friends, I welcome you to the third day of our Bible plan. My name's Father Matt, and I'm the pastor of St. Columbanus Church. Throughout this season of Easter, one of the messages that we hear from the risen Jesus is this message of peace. That the risen Jesus comes to bring peace, the gift of peace to his apostles, the gift of peace to each and every one of us. You remember on that first day of resurrection, the apostles, those closest followers of Jesus, they found themselves locked in that room out of fear. They were afraid that what happened to Jesus might happen to them if people came to know that they were followers of his. They were filled with this fear of uncertainty about what life was going to look like now that Jesus was no longer with them. This feeling of fear, this emotion of fear is something that I believe all of us can relate to. I think back to when I was growing up and my dad, as a funeral director, would sometimes have me run through the funeral home in the dark to turn on the lights or to open the garage or to unlock the front door. And I remember that I would be filled with this feeling of being afraid of the dark, of being in this funeral home. I would run as fast as I could to be able to turn those lights on. Fear is something that can change our breathing. It can make us feel it in our bodies. It could render us feeling stuck or just not having the strength to take the next step. I think that's what St. Paul is speaking about today as he writes to the Romans. Paul reminds us that you and I are not called to be bound by the things that cause us to be afraid, but instead, we're invited to be reminded each and every day that you and I have been given this great spirit of adoption. What it means to me is that it's the reminder that you and I, we are claimed by God. We're chosen by God. We are God's very own. It means that there is nothing that you and I will have to face in this life that should cause us to doubt the power that God has to change and transform and to make ways out of no way. That this gift of this spirit of adoption, this gift of adoption that allows us to call out to God, Abba, Father, is the great reminder that God's with us. So in the moments that you find yourself filled with fear and uncertainty about your future or what it is that God is calling you to, just be reminded that you are already claimed by God, and that God is the one who's in control of everything that you have to face. God bless you.